What's going on, everybody? It is April 28th. It is a Tuesday. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. So, I want to talk about piracy because there's some interesting reports here I want to go over, particularly this one, which is about the spike. Now that everybody's sitting at home, there's a big spike in piracy, apparently, which really isn't a shocker. But there's some things that, I think are worth discussing here, particularly when it comes to normalizing this, right? It was already becoming a big thing. They were talking about this a while ago. Disney Plus and The Mandalorian are driving people back to torrenting. People don't want to pay for 6 or 7 streaming services. This is a fact. It's expensive. It adds up. Particularly right now, most people don't have a job, which is even worse. Okay? How many streaming services are there? There's HBO, Netflix, Disney, CBS. So probably no one has that one. All you get is that terrible Star Trek show. And then I think the Peacock is coming, so that's NBC's. And then I swear there was 1 or 2 more. That's about it for the big one. Oh, there's Apple TV. And then I'm sure 1 or 2 are off of my top of my head right now. What's going on is there's basically streaming wars right now. None of these are going to be around in 2 or 3 years. What's going to happen is 2 or 3 services will kind of become top dog. I imagine Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN will stay as a package. Hulu's kind of exists to separate Disney's more risky content. And then you have Disney Plus, which is a little bit more family friendly. I don't like what they do. That whole Splash thing, I did a video on that where they released they edited up and put weird hair over the backside of the female character. It was really stupid. I imagine that's also going to lead to more torrenting because no one wants to watch it when you can just watch. You can go to a website and just get the original version. At the end of the day, doing that to the film, censoring it, it's going to end up causing people to go find a way to watch what they really want to watch, which is unedited versions of the movies. But anyway, back to what I was saying. A lot of people aren't going to keep these streaming services. Eventually, 2 or 3 will become king, and that'll be it. I imagine Disney, Hulu, those will kind of become a thing. And then I think Netflix, I don't think they're going anywhere because they have a jump start on original programming, which is the real big thing now. And then I really do think HBO Max will probably be a big hit. That's the big one. That just got its because it was originally HBO Now, and now it's HBO Max. I think those 3 will make it. I don't see what anybody else has. Apple TV, I don't see sticking around, though they're trying to push it in. They've got the money, but they don't have the content that other platforms have. You need a lot of content. So I imagine those 3 will stick around, and that's the streaming wars. I mean, every new format has like a war with other manufacturers or whatever. I mean, this is historic. Betamax, VHS, and then there was Blu-ray versus HD DVD. This happens all the time. This is just a different kind of landscape. But anyway, more people are sitting at home right now, and they're learning how to get stuff for free. I imagine there's a lot of new people that are figuring things out right now and figuring out where they need to go and how they need to get the stuff. And it's leading to a new normal for a lot of these people. A lot of people just don't have the money for a lot of these streaming services. That's why I pulled up Disney Plus and The Mandalorian, because The Mandalorian was a show that a lot of people wanted to watch, but they didn't want to pay for Disney Plus. At the time, there really wasn't that much on Disney Plus. There's a little bit more now, but it's still the only real original show. Mandalorian's really the only reason, in my opinion, to get Disney Plus. I don't know what they're going to do. I think they'll be fine in the long run, but the new normal, though, a lot of people are figuring this stuff out, asking people, how do I get this stuff? You're going to see big spikes in this. And that's pretty much what they talk about this in this article right here. Broadband networks and streaming services alike have seen an unsurprising major surge in usage during everything that's going on right now, lockdown. But this is also driving users to pirated movie websites in greater numbers than ever before, according to piracy tracking firms. Now, they go over some numbers here. Show, for example, that in the US and UK it jumped 31%. stays around 30% for a bunch of other countries except Italy, which really got hit. Italy got hit pretty hard. They had a 50% increase, which is pretty extensive if you think about it. Now, here's another thing that they note in this article that I think is pretty interesting. In the data for these trackers, they quote this: to dodge the watchful eye of the entertainment industry and their partners in the telecom sector, many users use BitTorrent and copyright-infringing websites using encrypted VPNs to protect their IP address, traffic type, and identity. The company told Motherboard VPN users are excluded from their tallies, meaning actual piracy rates could be notably higher. I expect them to be much higher. I would say it's probably an increase of 50 to 60%. Now, I can't, this is just a guess, but I think it's a fair guess. And look, Hollywood's not doing very well. And piracy's always been a big problem for Hollywood. That's why they've tried to crack down on it so much for the longest time. And they make a good point here in this article. Users that grow accustomed to piracy during everything going on right now may not be keen to returning to the traditional television or even streaming services once normalcy returns, given financial hardships right now. You're making a new normal for people. So this is even more bad news for Hollywood. And I expect it to keep getting worse for them. You may see an industry crash. Now, Hollywood's not going anywhere, right? You can't get rid of entertainment. Movies, TV shows, they're not going anywhere. If anything, it'll just consolidate down. Eventually, there'll be a growth again, and things will somewhat get back to normal. Now, I don't think Hollywood's going anywhere. I don't want it to be exaggerated, but I do think that what will happen, and this is a good thing, a lot of the nonsense shows, like the big female-centric Star Wars that's coming, all these, vanity projects, this trash stuff that no one really wants, these dumb shows, like basically you're going to have to make something good that people really, really want. There's not going to be any room or budget to do all this woke programming that is super cringe and no one likes. I think you're going to see a lot of that stuff go away. I really do. I could be wrong. They could keep pushing it out. I think the industry will kind of crash and then get reborn. I think a lot of industries are going to go through that. I think it's going to happen in the comic book industry. It's going to crash and then be reborn into something more viable. I don't think they're going to completely go away, just like I don't think entertainment over in Hollywood is going to completely go away. What I think is going to happen is you're going to have to prove your worth, and you're going to have to be a moneymaker if you want to work in the industry. You're going to have talent. I think bringing in a lot of talentless weirdos for political reasons, that's going to go away. And I think a lot of the trash content is going to go away. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I like to hope that I'm right, though, and we can get back to some normalcy when it comes to entertainment. But they're already predicting what I'm saying right here. This came out April 24th. Analyst predicts that everything going on right now will spell the end for current film and TV models. This talks about streaming, mostly movie theaters and stuff like that, DVDs and CDs. But the point here is that the way business has been done for the past couple of years is going to change. It has to change, or they'll just go bankrupt and shut down, which I don't think they'll let happen. And, we'll see what the industry looks like in a couple of years. But I think physical media is out. You're only going to see maybe 2 or 3 streaming services last and stand. Like, no one wants to pay for multiple streaming services. That was the point of cutting the cord in the first place. And then, a lot of entertainment industries are going to come close to going completely broke. And at that point, I think that, a lot of this trash programming that we don't like, that we want to see, be entertaining and go back to, no longer having all this woke crap in it. I think that's going to change as well. And we'll have some good entertainment again. Eventually. It'll get there, but it's going to take a little bit of time. But I just don't see any other way. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. Give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Also, if you would throw a like up, I'd appreciate that. Make sure you're still subscribed. hit that notification bell, share the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment, make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.